You've probably been told that letting your dog sleep with you is a bad habit you should break. That advice gets repeated so often that few people stop to question what it leaves out. In reality, the choice your dog makes at bedtime isn't about rules or training alone. It's about connection, perception, and where they believe they truly belong. Keep watching, because what this habit really represents might change how you see your dog entirely. And if this kind of understanding matters to you, staying connected lets us keep learning together. Number 1, reconnection after separation. You come home, the day finally slows down, and your dog waits until bedtime to press close. Have you ever wondered why that moment matters so much to them? For dogs, the hours apart don't fade the way they do for us. They carry the day in their bodies, in the quiet tension that builds while they wait for you to return. When night comes and they settle beside you, it's more than sleep. It's a reunion without words. That closeness lets their nervous system finally stand down, like a deep exhale they've been holding all evening. Being near you tells them the pack is whole again, that nothing else needs their attention right now. It reinforces the bond in a gentle way, not through excitement, but through stillness. And as they drift off beside you, there's a sense that something inside them has reset, almost as if the day can finally end because you're there. Number 2, stress regulation through owner's scent. It might surprise you to realize that simply being near you can calm your dog faster than almost anything else. Your scent isn't just familiar to them, it's grounding. When your dog curls close, noses into your pillow, or rests against your arm, they're surrounding themselves with something that signals safety. That smell tells their body they're not alone, that the world is predictable in this moment. You can often feel it in the way they soften, the way their breathing deepens just seconds after settling in. What looks like affection is also regulation, a quiet way of easing stress that built up during the day. Your presence becomes the emotional center of their environment. And once that sense of calm sets in, it opens the door for something deeper than comfort, something that shapes how connected they feel to you long after morning comes. Number 3, emotional bonding and hormonal connection. There's a subtle reward happening in both of you when your dog sleeps beside you, even if neither of you are aware of it. That shared closeness creates a chemical response tied to trust and attachment, the same kind that strengthens bonds through touch and proximity. Night after night, this routine quietly reinforces the feeling that you are safe together. Your dog isn't just resting their body. They're reinforcing an emotional link that carries into the next day. You might notice they seem more relaxed, more attentive, or more emotionally steady after a good night near you. That's not coincidence. It's continuity. Sleeping side by side becomes a ritual that tells your dog, over and over, that connection is reliable. And within that quiet trust, their awareness of you deepens in ways that go beyond affection and into something more instinctive. Number 4, physiological synchronization. Have you ever noticed how your dog seems to settle only once you do? As if they're waiting for your body to lead the way? As you slow your breathing and your movements fade, something subtle begins to happen beside you. Your dog starts to match your rhythm, their breath evening out, their body softening in response to yours. This isn't something they decide consciously. It's an attunement built through closeness and familiarity. Dogs are remarkably sensitive to small signals, especially from the person they're most connected to. A shift in your breathing, a change in tension. Even the way you turn in bed sends cues they quietly follow. Over time, this shared rhythm becomes its own form of communication, happening without sound or intention. And within that quiet synchronization, their awareness stays tuned outward, as if rest doesn't mean letting go completely. Number 5, protective instinct during sleep. If your dog sleeps facing the door or positions themselves between you and the room, it's not an accident. Even in rest, part of them remains gently alert, ears catching sounds you might never notice. This instinct runs deeper than training or habit. It's woven into how dogs have survived alongside others for generations. Sleeping close to you places them where they feel most responsible, most needed. They may look peaceful, but their presence carries a quiet readiness, a sense of watchfulness that never fully turns off. Being near you allows them to guard without effort, to protect simply by being there. It's not driven by fear or anxiety, but by a role they've accepted naturally. And beneath that instinct to protect, there's an understanding of roles that shapes how close they choose to stay. Number 6. Reinforcement of social hierarchy. It may sound surprising, but your dog sleeping near you is often a sign of respect rather than dependence. In their world, proximity during rest isn't casual. It reflects trust and social awareness. Choosing to sleep beside you places them close to the figure they see as central, without needing to compete for space. They often adjust their position instinctively, finding a spot that feels balanced rather than dominant. This isn't about control. It's about knowing where they belong within the relationship. Resting near you becomes both a privilege and a responsibility, something they take seriously, even in sleep. Their body language reflects an understanding of connection without pressure, and from that sense of placement, the shared space itself begins to take on meaning beyond comfort alone. Number 7. Shared bed as pack territory. Your dog stepping onto your bed isn't just about finding a soft spot. It's a quiet claim of togetherness. For dogs, where they sleep carries meaning tied to belonging, not ownership. By choosing your bed, they're placing themselves in the center of what feels most important to them. That shared space becomes a symbol of us, reinforced night after night through closeness and routine. You might feel them nudge closer or stretch out, not to push you away, but to stay connected. Physical contact helps define the space as shared, familiar, and emotionally safe. Over time, that bed stops being just furniture and starts feeling like a shared ground where trust lives. And once that sense of shared space settles in, your dog becomes even more attuned to the rhythms that surround it. Number 8. Mirroring of routine and emotional state. Have you noticed how your dog seems to grow sleepy when you do, even before you lie down? They're watching you more closely than you might think, picking up on signals you barely register yourself. A slower pace, dimmer lights, a deeper sigh. All of it tells them the day is winding down. Dogs naturally mirror the emotional state of the people they're bonded to, especially during quiet moments. If you're calm, they soften. If you're restless, they shift and adjust alongside you. Over time, bedtime becomes a shared rhythm rather than an individual habit. That emotional alignment deepens the bond in ways that feel effortless and unspoken. And within that shared calm, physical closeness starts to feel like the most natural place to be. Number 9. Body warmth and physical comfort. As the night cools, your dog may inch closer without you even noticing. Warmth has always been a survival cue for dogs, long before comfort was a luxury. Your body offers steady heat, a reliable source of physical ease that helps them fully relax. For smaller dogs or those with thinner coats, that warmth can feel especially reassuring. You'll often see them curl tightly or press against you, conserving and sharing heat instinctively. That closeness doesn't just keep them warm, it releases comfort that settles both body and mind. What feels like a simple cuddle carries the echo of how dogs have rested safely together for generations. And beyond warmth itself, there's something about your bed that pulls them in, even when comfort isn't the only need. Number 10. Preference for comfort and familiarity. Your bed holds more than softness. It holds everything your dog associates with peace. The scent, the warmth, the quiet moments when you're most relaxed all gather there. When your dog chooses that spot, they're choosing familiarity over novelty. It's a place where nothing is expected of them, where they can let their guard down completely. They associate the bed with closeness, gentle touch, and a version of you that feels present and calm. That combination makes it feel less like a place to sleep and more like a place to belong. So when they settle in, as if it's the most natural choice in the world, it probably is. To them, your bed doesn't just feel comfortable, it feels like home. When you think about it now, those quiet nights feel a little different, like there was more being shared than just space and warmth. If your dog chooses to be close to you, it's not because you trained them to, it's because something in your presence feels steady and safe to them. That simple choice, made again and again, is one of the clearest ways dogs express trust without needing words. Moments like these often pass unnoticed, but they carry the kind of meaning that deepens a relationship when you begin to see them. And once you start paying attention to the small things your dog does near you, another behavior begins to stand out just as clearly. The way dogs lick us is often misunderstood. And the real reason behind it is far more emotional than most people realize. So if you're curious to understand that part of your dog's language too, the next story naturally unfolds from here.